A very good morning to all lecturers, students, and fellow friends in this morning. Thank you for spending your time to join today's colloquium organized by the Department of Mathematical Science, UKM. Today, we are very fortunate to invite Nurun Bahari as the presenter, and I would like to take this opportunity to introduce her background. Nurun Bahari is a PhD student in mathematics at UKM under the supervision of Associate Professor Dr. Fatima Abdul Razak. Nurun obtained both Bachelor of Science with honors in mathematics and Master of Science in mathematics at UKM. Her research interests include network science and graph theory. During her master's study, Nurun has been conducting a research project regarding to the analysis of community in Malay actor and firm network and utilize a lot of software such as Gephi and Python to analyze and visualize the data. Today, Nurun will be presenting an interesting topic entitled The Network Analysis and Generality of Actors in Malay Firms. Analyzing a data set of 180 Malay firms released from 2015 to 2020, an actor network is constructed by connecting actors who have core firms. This analysis uses 5 measurements for evaluating actor quality. Consists of numbers of firms, degree centrality, strength centrality, betweener centrality, and normalized Herfender-Hitchman index. Reflects an actor's experience in the industry. Without further ado, I would like to invite Nurun Bahari forward. Please welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Lee, for a nice introduction. My name is Nurun Binti Bahari. I am UKM student. I study degree, master, and now doing PhD here since 2016 with Dr. Fatima. First of all, thank you for attending this talk. I'm going to share my research about the network analysis and genre diversity of actors in Malay films. Okay, so if you ever have attended Dr. Fatima's talk before, you might be familiar with network. So let me tell you what is network. Network is a collection of nodes where we can visualize it using a circle. This is nodes 1, 2, 3, 4, and connected with edges. We show it by line here. We can see there's 4 lines here. So there's 4 edges in this example. So the nodes can be represented by entities, where it can be people, or let's say I do the actor network, so my nodes is actors, and then the nodes are connected by edges, which is represented by the relationships of the nodes in the network. So network can be weighted or unweighted, and directed or undirected. So let me give you a simple example with a simple term. So imagine that we have friendship network where the nodes are people, for example, students like me, and the edges are the relationships between the students. For example, I am friend with Alisa, so I have edges between her. And this network can be weighted when we give a strength meaning into the relationship. For example, I say that I have connected with Alisa I give rating or I give weight like 5, for example. So I have weight with Alisa equals to 5. So that's weighted network. If directed or undirected means if I follow Alisa but Alisa don't follow me back, that means I have a directed edges towards Alisa. So that's a directed network. So in this analysis, I use network of actors in Malay films where the actors are nodes and the co-films between the 2 actors are edges. So for example, I'm using this figure. So let's say that actor 3 are connected with actor 4 through a film named B, and the weight is 1 because there is only 1 film. And then let's see the nodes 2 are connected with node number 4 through the 2 films, which is D and A. So the weight equals to 2. So my networks are weighted and undirected network. This is one of example actor network, which is Kevin-Bacon network. So this example is also known as Kevin-Bacon game or the Oracle of Bacon. You can play the game using this link, where the challenge is to find the shortest path between Kevin-Bacon with others actors, or you can put your desired actor to find the shortest path between the other actors. You can try it here. So Kevin-Bacon network is a network of Hollywood actors, and it consists actors as nodes, and the 2 nodes are connected if they co-star in the same movie. So it's the same definition, but using different data set. So in case in my network, I use actors in Malay films only. And this one, in the Kevin Bacon network, use the Hollywood actors. And the network in this website use data from English language articles in Wikipedia, which has a lot of movie and a lot of actors. So because this is a big network, and also Kevin Bacon also famously known as 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, where any actors known that can be connected to Kevin Bacon in less than 6 steps. So Kevin Bacon famously and oftenly claimed to be the center of Hollywood actors in the actor network. So, but when we look into his history of working in the movie, Kevin Bacon has acted in a wide range of movies. For example, like superhero, which is X-Men. And then he also acted in horror movies, action, animations, and also musicals, and of course many more. So according to in his IMDb page, he already worked in 70 films in 17 different genres. So this shows that Kevin Bacon not only the center of Hollywood actor because he close with other actors, but also because his ability to bridge other actors from various genre in the network. So what is genre diversity? Genre diversity is we want to capture the actor's tendency to act in the same or diverse genre. Thus, we want to quantify the ability of an actor to perform in multiple film genre. So we use Finder Hirschman Index, which is HHI, a measure from economics and finance that measure market concentration and assess market competition. HHI also can be used to measure the diversity, which is high HHI equal to high concentration and equals to low diversity. So we altered this original, not alter, sorry. However, we use the normalized one because we want to compare the actor that has different number and unequal number of films. So we use the normalized Hirschman index, and then we want to subtract the value with 1 because we want to the height value to correspond to the height diversity so that we don't get confused. Height NHI equals to height diversity. Then, so the Kevin Bacon I told you before is the phenomenon has inspired us to to examine the institution of the Malay language. Why we choose Malay language film industry? Because the bahasa kebahasaan in Malaysia, and it's the biggest film industry lah compared to Chinese film industry and Tamil film. That's why we choose Malay film. But there's one thing that there's a constraint because there is no systematic and detailed data about Malay films and all actors that have acted in that films. So we have collected the data from various websites, which is IMDb, Finance, Wikipedia, KFZoom, Kaki Movie, and Cinema Online. But mostly are coming from Wikipedia lah. But I confirm so many times with other websites because I want to make sure that the films in respective year has collected like complete lah, not tak ada tercicir. And then also in this data, we found out 11 key genre, which is action, animation, comedy, and blah blah and so on. If you see, there is no like musical or war movie because this is the only movie that we had in Malaysia. So the 11 genre here. So in this data, I only listed and collected the first 9 actors, which is based on their character importance in each film, and we exclude actors that make special appearance because the cameo actor are not listed as the leading actor in the movie. So another reason that why we choose 9 listed actors only because we want to prevent data from being skewed to films that have more actors. Because in Malaysia, only the popular films get so much attention from media. So only the popular films has like complete list of actors, all actors in the film. But however, that's not the same case for non-popular or less popular films, where there's like 1 or 2, 3 less than 3 films lah yang I get the information from poster because there is no their information in the website. And then, so since we look into the actors genre diversity, we only consider actors that appear in more than 2 films. So this reduced the number of actors from 685 to 243 actors only. Okay, so here, firstly, this is the definition that I will use in this analysis, which is include the 5 metrics that I want to find in the actor network, which is the first one is TFA, number of films. And then there are 3 metrics from network analysis, which is degree, strength, and betweenness centrality. We use 3 different centrality because we want to identify the different interpretation of importance of the actor in the network. And then we see degree centrality is the number of co-star an actor has in a network. So for example, I connected to Alisa and Dr. Fatima. So my degree is 2 because I have 2 edges. So that is degree. And strength centrality is the frequency of co-occurrence, which is working together in a movie between actors, which also means weighted degree. So for example, I have weighted edges with Alisa 2 equals to 2, and then with Dr. Fatima equals to 3. Then my weighted degree is 5 because 2 plus 3. Okay. And then betweenness centrality measure the probability of an actor to be on the shortest path connecting all other pair of actors in the network, which also means in the simple term is betweenness centrality see and calculate the connectors of an actor to be in the actor network or the middleman lah. So firstly, because Kevin Bacon phenomenon inspire us to see the situation of the Malay film, so we want to choose the candidates of Kevin Bacon by calculating their average shorter path for every actor, and then we plot it against their number of films. So based on this plot, we can see the green scatter and diamond shape here is the candidate because they have less shortest path less than 2, the lowest shorter path. So based on this plot, it seems like Ibrahim is should be the Kevin Bacon, right? But because we want to do the network analysis on the actor network, so we shall consider the other network measures that we want to try, and then we will highlight the 7 actors lah in our next analysis. So I'm sure you all know these 7 actors because they are actually famous in our film industry. The data is from 2015 to 2020. So orang muda tu. Yeah, firstly, we want to look at degree centrality. I told you earlier that it measures actors connection in the network. So in this plot, this is the actor network. The size of the nodes is their degree centrality. So the bigger the nodes, the higher the degree centrality. So we see here I label A to F, A to G is the 7 candidates of Kevin Bacon. They all have quite high, relative high DC. So as you can see in this plot also, they have really high DG, especially these 4 actors, Baki Ibrahim, Nurun, Sophie Jikan, and Remy Ishak. So I plot the linear fit to see the relationships between the number of films and degree centrality because we know that actors with high DC, of course, will have a high TFA because the more they working, the more connection they make with other actors. So it's linear relationships. But here we see Baki Ibrahim really has the highest number of films, but his degree is lower than Namrun. So Namrun has the highest degree here. So if we see Sophie Jikan and Remy Ishak has the same number of films, but different number of different degree centrality. And also many other actors that have same TFA but different DC. So from this plot, we can say that DC may be affected by the number of actors per movie, the constraint that we put earlier, which is between the actors is between 2 to 9 actors per film. So that might be happen here. That's why we get the different result of DC for Sophie Jikan and Remy Ishak. And then let's see the next centrality is strength centrality, which it calculate the frequency of co-occurrence. And high AC means he has if high AC means he has working with many actors repeatedly. Okay, so and the scatter point that fall on the black line here are the actors that do not have repeated co-occurrence. So it means they working with different actors every time. And from this plot, we can see Baki Ibrahim is the highest strength centrality compared to Namrun before. Before we see Namrun has high DC, but now Baki Ibrahim has high SC. So let's see to their relationships. We see degree for Pakir Ibrahim is 48. So it means he connected to 48 actors, and his SC is 62. And we find out that Pakir Ibrahim has repeated co-occurrence close to 11. So he has working with 11 actors repeatedly. Repeated movie. Not repeated movie, repeated actors. Or for example, I'm working with Alisa in movie A, and then in next year I'm working with her too in movie 2. So I have repeated co-occurrence with her like 2 times. That's the meaning of the repeated co-occurrence.
Is it the same type of movie like horror or other?
Asalkan different movies.
Basically, wait more than one.
Yes, and also tak kira lah genre yang sama ataupun tak. And so, if we look at Nurun have highest degree, only one actor. And then SC is 55 and the repeated co-occurrence is 6 times. So, Pakir Ibrahim has worked more with the same actor compared to Nurun. So, maybe we can say that Pakir Ibrahim have developed chemistry with his actors because he already working with them before compared to Nurun. So SC highlights the experience of actor in working repeatedly with the same co-star, and the high SC actors can build connection with more co-star lah. Sebab he can possibly develop chemistry, which I said before. So the next one is the betweenness centrality. So the output for betweenness centrality is different from degree because you can see here lots of them have smaller size, and then the bigger size here has low TFA. We can see there are 2 actors here. So imagine if there are not the nodes here are not included in this network. So this component here are disconnected from this actor network. So it shows the importance of this node as the middleman and as the connectors in the network. So without high BC actors, the relationship are difficult to exist long because they are not directly connected to others. So that's what
That connected to.
Nanti akan.
Sorry.
Bagus. Soalan yang betul. Okay, we want to see it. Okay, I plot the betweenness centrality against their TFA, and then we can see that these actors have significantly higher than the other actors. So sorry, the circle. Based on this plot, we can see the relationship is well fitted by quadratic fit compared to linear and log fit. We try to group the high BC actors based on their TFA because we want to see what are they, which film that they are working. So the first group are the actors with high BC and high TFA, which is Pakir Ibrahim and Nurun. They stand out because they have high TFA and they have lower BC than Remy Ishak and this one Fatih Diaz. Maybe because they have acting with the same actors repeatedly, so that's what makes their BC lower than these 2 actors. So, and then we look to the second group, which is the actors that have high BC, but with expected TFA according to this quadratic fit. So we can see here, there are Sophie Jikan, Remy Ishak, and Datuk Jalaluddin Hassan. So we see Remy Ishak really has the highest BC because he is a connector for different co-actors. And when we look into his history of movies, we see that he has acting in the animation film, this which is Upe Ipin Jeng Jeng Jeng. So this he connect the voice actors from different the voice actors with the other actors from different genres. Then the third group is the high BC actors with but low TFA. So these actors are Nofatah Diaz and Fadlan Hazim. If you ever heard Nofatah Diaz, she is the voice actress for Bobo Boy, the series one and the movie one. So the Bobo Boy movie are in the cinema. Nofatah Diaz has like connect the voice actors from Bobo Boy movie with the other actors because Fatia also working in other types of movie, which is horror movie, if I'm not mistaken. So we can see high BC, which is Remy Ishak and Fatia Diaz here are voice actors that connect the actors from different genre in the network. Yang pertama tadi tu Fatia Diaz. So it shows that She is really important.
Suara Ipin yang first tu.
Dulu first dia seorang Ipin, then kemudian sekarang ni dia perempuan. After we look into centralities in the network, the actor network, we see that these four actors has like were highlighted as actors that have high value of our matrix. So this is the table that I summarized from the matrix before, and I booked the best value for each matrix. So here we can see Perkit Ibrahim has the lowest shortest path, the highest TFA, and the highest SC. But the one that has highest DC and BC are Nurun and Remix Ishaq. We can see that DC and BC actually give different meaning to the actor importance in the network. So, but since the Kevin Bacon was chosen due to the lower shortest path, so it most likely Perkit Ibrahim is the one that we can choose and that we can nominate as our Kevin Bacon. Also, he has relatively high DC and BC. So for now, we can say that Perkit Ibrahim is our Kevin Bacon of our actor network. But when we want to look into their genre diversity. So let me explain first. The genre diversity here are ranged between 0 to 1. And when NHI equals to 0, they are in non-diverse group. When NHI more than 0, they are diverse group. So we see that in the non-diverse group, there are 43 actors. And the actors here have TFA less than 4. So that means the actor that work in 4 films are working in the 4 same type of movie. For example, he worked in 4 comedy movies only for the time span between 2015 to 2020. So that's the non-diverse group. And then for the diverse group, there are 200 actors, and 98 of them have an NHI equal to 1 because they acted in equal number of movie in each genre they acted. So for example, I have TFA equals to 4, and then I work in comedy films, 2 films, and then I work 2 romance films. So I have an equal number of films in each genre. So my NHI is equal to 1. Okay. And then if we look at these 4 actors, our candidate before for Kevin Bacon, we can see their NHIs are relatively high but not equal to 1 because it's harder to achieve 1 if you have high TFA. And the highest genre diversity are Nurun, which is 0.98. What I want to highlight here is Sophie Jikan and Remy Ishaq because these 2 actors has the same TFA, which is equals to 10, but they have different genre diversity, which is Sophie Jikan has lower genre diversity than Remy Ishaq. Because when we look into their films, Sophie Jikan is mainly working in comedy films. Compared to Remy Ishaq, he has more varying genres. So in genre diversity, TFA and number of genre are important aspect for actors genre diversity. Also, I forgot to mention 100. So, and then I want to look at the genre diversity generally for all actors in the network. So I plot their genre diversity based on the cumulative movie. I mean, at the end of their period, which is 2020, and against their HHI on their first year, which is in year S. S is the year the actor has his first film, which is between 2015 to 2020. So we want to see if the actors diversify throughout the 6 years, and then plot the changes. Okay. So Y-axis is the genre diversity when they first started acting in our period, which is 2015 to 2020. So the x-axis is their genre diversity at the end of the period. So we want to see if is it increase or decrease, or is it stay the same. The genre diversity is stay the same or increase or decrease. So then we plot the unchanged NHI as square. So that means there's this actors, the square one, has the same HHI, has the same genre diversity when they first started with at the end of the period. And then the star is the changes one, where we can see the 2 groups is decrease and increase. So a decrease NHHI means the actor has a lower genre diversity than their first year. So which means they have lower genre diversity in the film that they acted in overall. So actually by grouping these actors into decreasing and increasing group, we can see that most of the actors, which is 143 actors, are diversify their works, their career throughout the 6 years. Okay, so what we can see from this analysis is that firstly, the main thing that I want to highlight is that most of the actors in our industry are diversify their work over the time. And then we also see before that BC and genre diversity, they complement the characterization of an actor, which DC, TFA, and SC do not capture. And then we also show that and suggest that this is the quality metric that we should use for our actors. And because this metric could capture many different dimensions of the actor. And also centrality from network analysis and genre diversity can help us understand the quality of film actors. And if you want to know more about this research, you can read here from NDPI website. Thank you. Any questions?
So which one yang Kevin lah tadi?
Bekir Ibrahim,
Bukan nama tadi.
Namron.
Nama.
Oh,
Things can shortest pass kan.
because that's the most important metrics lah untuk tentukan Kevin Bacon.
Pasal
And also sebab kebanyakan leading actors adalah lelaki lah. Perempuan just heroine, macam watak cinta-cinta macam tu je.
tak diversify lah.
So yang tadi pun the only one yang keluar nama adalah Nora Danish. Yang kita tahu dia memang berlakon banyak pun dalam filem sebenarnya.
Yeah.
Bad. Yang tak payah tahu, sorry.
Siapa yang berminat? Bolehlah download data yang
Boleh
Najwa
cuba.
dah kumpul tu.
Data tu scrap sendiri, maksudnya type sendiri ke?
Tak sendiri. Sebab
Masih lama nak
ya.
kereta tu.
Macam tak ada plan nak tambah data terkini ke?
Ada juga sebab sebenarnya data ni sampai 2020 je, which is masa tu COVID melanda. So memang data tu stop dekat 2020. Kita nak cuba kutip lagi pun dah tak boleh sebab memang dah tak ada movie keluar kat sinema. Sekarang ni mungkin boleh sambung balik lah 2022 dengan 2030.
Apa contribution research ni kepada Finas? Info apa yang dia boleh rasa penting tu?
Tapi actually untuk yang tak famous, saya try tengok sebab saya nak tengok aktor kot rasa kenal kan. Tapi saya tak tahu nama. Saya tengok muka saya tak tahu nama. So macam tak boleh juga.
Sebab maklumat aktor tu tak ada.
Berapa
banyak movie total dalam ni?
180.
Asalnya yang sebelum buat.
Asalnya 180. So sekarang ni yang guna dalam ni 173.
Dia macam tak ada tokoh mengikut genre, tak ada. Macam orang ni genre ni siapa yang paling
Kan tadi ada horror, pasal ada romance kan. In future lah dia buat tu.
Betul-betul.
banyak lagi boleh buat saya.
Banyak kan? Banyak lagi boleh tengok.
Yang paling popular yang mana? Kalau ikut apa tu, ikut genre kan. Yang paling popular di Malaysia.
Genre paling besar.
Dia buat apa?
Komedi.
Di Malaysia.
Yelah, dah apa
Kita tiga tengok banyak.
Pelakon-pelakon Estro banyak. Dia yang romance tu yang tahu apa perempuan. Banyak romance.
Film tu memang ambil movie sajalah.
So
So macam
Telefilm
yang
tak.
apa yang TV serial
Tak.
tak banyak juga yang berlakon kat sana kan.
tapi tu lagi susah nak dapat lagu datang.
Siapa nak kutip?
Maksudnya
Pasal dia kena
drama lah kan.
drama.
Nanti kalau
Setiap jam ada dia tu.
yang ni pelakon movie, kita kena tengok movie lah baru kita kenal dia. Tak perlu tengok dia punya sinopsis apa semua dah tahu.
Sebab ada kat IMDb apa semua kan movie dia punya sinopsis.
IMDb tak ada TV
Pelakon semua.
drama tak ada TV.
Kan ada juga IMDb kan. Tapi kita fokus kat movie je lah sebab drama tu macam banyak.
Banyak sangat. Apa banyak perempuan?
Najwa nak tengok. Dekat siri. Siapa pula dia tak habis duit sini.
Untuk picture.
Untuk kerja lah. Siapa nak pergi tengok drama? Malu kat bawah saya.
Dengar nak sambung.
Next step Najwa. Sekarang dah publish yang ni, next step ada immediate plan, mesti ada immediate plan kan.
Kenapa dia?
Future.
Oh, tahu. Sekarang SM apa?
Rasa 5.
Confidential ke?
Boleh share lah.
Kalau confidential kita faham lah.
Okay.
Saya pun tak.
Sebab kena
Yang
orang
data ni tak ada lagi kot nak sambung. Tapi
Sebab saya sekarang fokus dekat data lain pula. So macam ini pun biar dulu kot.
Tapi itulah cadangan-cadangan yang menarik kan. Boleh hantar satu kat Sama Syana pun mesti dia suka.
Matematik tak boleh. Kalau tak boleh gerak.
Jangan Tapi sebenarnya special issue Najwa hantar ni very good. Yang dua-dua editor dia profesor dalam bidang tu. Dia memang tajuk special issue tu Complex System and Network Science. So, sebab saya kenal profesor tu, dia akan faham benda ni. Kalau kita hantar kat dunia lain, dia macam apa nak buat pelakon cepat. Tapi sebenarnya historically, memang network science tu, dia first paper memang dia kaji. Capital network. So it's very, kita kena hantar dekat orang yang tahu. Itu sebab hantar kat matematik tu. Matematik tu susah nak matematik. Dia punya tu major correction kan, masa kita dapat kan. Tapi kita balas semua dengan lengkap.
So sekarang ada alternatif tak? Sekarang KPI dah tak.
Dari segi KPI still counter. Tapi tak ada duit, tak banyak pun. Masih lagi.
Don't need to worry.
You don't have to worry.
I just
Cara graduate tu masih lagi tak macam sebab dia masih lagi.
Itulah. Semua dia tak
Baca
plan kan?
dan
Takut.
Masih gerak awal dah.
Dia gerak awal lah.
Tapi next thing kita memang dah ada dah yang dekat jenis lain kita dah target. Tapi jenis lain pun mungkin setelah kita dah buat ni, dia nampak ada dah paper, mungkin lagi senang diterima lah kepada yang lain. Yang ni, yang mula-mula tu saya kena cari orang yang betul-betul tahu untuk jadi dia punya.
Dia tak boleh kan video buat tak?
Boleh je boleh, tapi kadang-kadang kalau orang bidang tu dia tak sesuai, susah juga nak cari reviewer.
Tak sesuai dengan jurnal dia.
So itulah strategi dia hantar kat situ. Sebab memang profesor tu saya kenal. Dua-dua editor tu profesor dalam yang terkenal dalam bidang ni. So memang insyaAllah akan dapat lah. Masa dia bagi meja ni tu baca cakap okay. Dia dapat. Apa nak cakap? 4 bulan. Tak adalah cepat sangat.
Betul. Disember, Februari, 3 bulan.
Bulan.
Daripada receive ke publish accepted.
2 bulan lebih lah.
Agak lama lah untuk MBTI kot. Sebab dia bagi, walaupun dia bagi major review, tapi dia bagi tarikh cepat. Macam
berapa hari je?
orang terpaksa. Lepas tu kita macam minta explain kan. Minta explain. Hantar. Najwa gigit. Ikut walaupun major revision, saya ikut je. Dia dapat tarikh tu sempat hantar. So disebabkan Najwa gigit. Dapat lah hantar cepat. Kalau tak mungkin terpaksa minta extend lagi. Macam tu lah. So data ni ada dan macam-macam lagi kita boleh buat. Statistical analysis semua kan kat atas data ni. Siapa yang berminat nak buat boleh je. Cumanya mungkin lah in future kita akan sambung lagi buat tu. Sekarang ni kita tengok data lain tersebut. Ada macam-macam data. Menggunakan teknik yang sama. Tak adalah teknik yang sama tapi kita akan tambah mathematical punya contribution lagi lah. Sebab ada kekangan juga kat data ni. Tadi Kak Rofita tanya saya kenapa tak ada direction. Sebab macam mana nak dapat direction sebab dua-dua berlakon dalam movie yang sama. Kan? Kalau friendship network kan kita boleh mengaku seorang tu kawan, dapatlah direction. So data yang Najwa work sekarang ada direction. Itulah. Ada macam-macam sebab kita tengok macam-macam data.
So yang untuk PhD dia, ni part of data analisis PhD ke ataupun akan ada data-data lain?
Dia punya PhD sekarang ni data lain.
Macam
PhD apa? Secara general kalau ada.
Saya buat pasal modularity, cari community lah dalam data yang lain-lain.
Tak, asalnya kita spesifik nak buat berapa finance kan. Tapi macam sebab Najwa dah buat dah ni daripada macam teruskan je lah kan.
Dah kumpul lah.
Pasal jadi tak tahulah sebab saya tak pernah buat semua ni. Kat luar negara ada kawan saya, dia macam ada banyak data tapi PhD dia on network lah. So macam-macam lah data Najwa guna ni. Data apa? Data COVID pun ada kan. Apa dah lagi?
Saya guna Python.
Okay, so that's all the presentation for today, and thank you very much, Nurun, Najwa, for sharing an interesting topic for us. So hopefully everyone from here can benefit from this presentation. Once again, thank you very much for your attendance today, and we hope to see you in the next Kolokium session. Thank you.
Thank you.